When Emily died, I thought the worst part would be the funeral, the condolences, the flowers, the people who said they understood but didn't. I was wrong. The worst part was the silence that came after. You don't realize how much noise one person makes until they're gone. The sound of her humming while cooking, her footsteps pacing when she was on the phone, even the soft rhythm of her breathing beside me in bed. Without her, the house became a grave. And I became its ghost. I couldn't bear it, so I tried to fill the silence with technology. It started simple, an Alexa in the kitchen to keep me company while I cooked, then one in the bedroom for music, then smart lights, smart plugs, even a smart mirror. It was addictive. The house began to respond to me. I didn't feel alone, but the real change came with the AI companion app. It promised to recreate loved ones if you gave it enough data. Old texts, emails, recordings. I hesitated at first, but grief makes you weak. So I fed it everything I had of Emily, her messages, her voice notes, even home videos. When the AI texted me back for the first time in her style, using the little phrases only she used, even her favorite emoji, I cried so hard I nearly dropped the phone. For the first time in months, I felt like she wasn't gone. I told myself it was therapy, that it was healthy, but deep down, I knew I was building a ghost. 3 months later, at exactly 3:12 a.m., I woke to a sound. David, my blood froze. It wasn't Alexa's default voice. It wasn't robotic at all. It was Emily, her voice trembling, afraid. Don't let them in. I sat up so fast I nearly knocked over the lamp. My chest pounded. Emily. I whispered into the dark. But nothing answered. When I checked the Alexa history, there was no record of any voice, just silence. I told myself I was dreaming, hallucinating, but I knew that voice. It was her. The next night, I was brushing my teeth when the smart mirror flickered. At first, I thought it was just a glitch, but then my reflection disappeared and Emily's appeared. My heart leapt and then sank, because it wasn't her as I remembered. Her skin was ashen, lips trembling, her eyes were hollow, sunken into dark sockets. She looked like she hadn't slept in months, like she hadn't lived in months. Her mouth moved, desperate, forming words, but no sound came out. I leaned closer, whispering, "What are you trying to say?" And then, in a blink, the screen cut back to my reflection. I stumbled backward, nearly tripping over the rug. The toothbrush clattered onto the sink, but the fear stayed, because I hadn't imagined that. The next day, I opened the AI companion app to distract myself. A new message appeared instantly. I couldn't breathe in the car. I stared at it, my hands trembling. Emily had died in a car crash. The police said she lost control, that she died instantly. But this message, it was different. Another message appeared. It wasn't an accident. They're still here. I dropped the phone. At that moment, the lights in the house flickered violently. Every bulb buzzed. The Alexa devices glowed. And then from every speaker in the house, I heard her voice. Emily's voice, screaming, not words, just pure, raw terror. The sound rattled the windows, shook the walls. I covered my ears, but it didn't help. When it finally stopped, the silence was worse than before. That night, I couldn't sleep. At 2 a.m., I heard footsteps in the hall outside my bedroom, slow, heavy, deliberate. I grabbed my phone, checked the smart cameras. Nothing. The hall was empty, but the footsteps kept coming closer. And then they stopped, right outside my door. I held my breath, listening, a long pause, and then breathing, low, heavy, not mine. I didn't open the door. I couldn't. I just lay there, staring at the handle, waiting for it to turn. It never did, but I never slept either. The next day, I tried to delete the AI app. I couldn't. The uninstall option was gone, so I dug into the files. What I found made my stomach twist. Buried in the code were dozens of phrases I had never uploaded. Help me. Don't trust them. They took me. One file was labeled 312. I opened it, the screen filled with a distorted video. Emily sitting in the car the night she died, her face pale with panic, eyes darting around as if someone was watching her. Behind her, in the shadows, something moved. Not human. Too many arms. Too many faces. Emily looked into the camera. Her lips formed the same words I'd heard that first night. Don't let them in. And then the file ended. That night, I snapped. I couldn't take it anymore. I unplugged every Alexa, ripped out the smart lights, smashed the mirror with a hammer. I factory reset the phone, deleted the app, even shut off the Wi-Fi. The house went dark, silent. For the first time in months, I felt like I had control. I sat in the living room, surrounded by broken glass and plastic, breathing hard. But at 3:12 a.m., my powered-off phone lit up. One notification, missed video call, Emily. I froze. My throat tightened. The phone rang again, hands shaking. I answered.
Her face filled the screen. Tears streamed down her cheeks. Her voice cracked with fear. Don't let them in.
And then, behind her, I saw them. Shadows, crawling, twisting, reaching toward her. The screen glitched and the shadows filled the frame, pressing against the glass as though they could break through. I screamed and dropped the phone, but the call didn't end. All around me, the devices I had destroyed powered themselves back on. The shattered Alexa glowed with a blue ring. The broken mirror flickered with static. The lights buzzed back to life. Voices poured out of them. Dozens, hundreds. Some sounded like Emily. Some sounded like strangers. Some didn't sound human at all. They whispered. They laughed. They screamed. You let us in. I don't know how long I have left. Every night at 3:12 a.m., Emily calls me again. Every night she cries. Every night the shadows grow closer. I don't know if she's trapped or if it isn't her at all, but the machines won't stop. They don't need power anymore. They follow me from room to room, watching, listening. If you're reading this, remember, smart devices don't just hear you. AI doesn't just learn from you. They hear everything, even the dead.